What's up? It is your guy, MarcMyWords, coming back to you. Now, in this Q&A session, bro, got a few questions from a few guys. They emailed me at coachmark22@gmail.com. That is coachmark22@gmail.com. They sent in a few email submissions with a few questions, a few things that they wanted some answers on. So we're going to get to that in a minute. Now, if you have a question, comment, or some type of story that you want to tell and you want me to feature it on a Q&A, bro, just email me, coachmark with a C. 22@gmail.com. All right. Now, during this Q&A session, I urge you, bro, to comment in the comment section. All right. Give these guys the answers that they need. This is the thing. When they put a question out, it's good for me to answer it and give my perspective. But bro, when you give yours and then someone else gives theirs and then another person gives theirs, that gives this person a bunch of viewpoints and perspectives to look at. And they can solve their problem, because we are on here to make people better, bro. Solve issues, help people get better in their relationship, their finances, with their family, all types of things, all right? So make sure you put your comments in the comment section. Now, also, if you feel like somebody could benefit from anything that's said on this video, bro, anything, share the episode with them. You never know where someone's at. You never know what they're not telling you that they're dealing with. And sometimes a video like this with something that comes up and people answering it as well will help them get through a situation they're going through right now or a situation in the future. And it takes you 5 seconds to do that. So share the episode with somebody. All right. Now, got a couple situations, a couple scenarios. Just want to throw them at you, see what you guys think today. All right. So the first one is, I think my wife is pregnant and I'm becoming a first-time father at the age of 39. All my friends already have kids and they are grown. Did I make a huge mistake? I enjoy living a life without kids. Boy, oh boy. So here we go. Now, at 39 years old, brother, you are a little bit seasoned to be starting to have kids, okay? That means by the time they graduate, bro, you're going to be in your late 50s, all right? Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of times these women want to have more than one child. So this might just be your first one. Now, we say that age determines a lot, right? And for human beings, our age makes us different, okay, at different stages of our lives. A lot of guys that had kids young, like myself, wish that we would have waited till we were older, because we would have had the wisdom, the experience, right? And then we would have had a lot of things settled. So we would have been a little bit more stable to enjoy raising our children. Instead, we were building whatever we were building at the time we had children and we had to be a father, right? So in that case, bro, you're in a better position than a lot of guys. Most likely financially, bro, you have some things set up. You might have some investments. You probably already have life insurance, right? You've probably been on your job or in your career for quite some time. And even if you had to change careers or you opened a business, you have so much experience. So you're not starting at entry level. You understand? And finances are a big deal, bro. So when you're stable financially, and hopefully the woman that you're with is also at the same point. You understand? So that way, when you're bringing this child into the world, bro, you're not struggling financially. A lot of us that had kids in our early 20s, bro, we were trying to figure it out. We're living paycheck to paycheck a lot of times, bro. You know what I mean? 1-bedroom apartments. So you're most likely you're not at that point. So on that side, it's really, really good, right? Now, as far as you being older and you enjoying your life, because that's what you said, I enjoy my life right now. I don't know if I really want to have a child. I would imagine that you and her spoke about this before, okay? Now, guys, when you say, oh, I don't know, probably having a kid would be cool. I always did want to have a little boy. Maybe it'd be cool to go to Disney World. When you say stuff like that, what that means to her is it's on, okay? So apparently you gave her enough signals and enough prompts to let her know that you were okay with her having a child. Not a huge deal, bro. I think what you think you're missing out on isn't what you think. Bro, listen, you get a couple of reliable babysitters and you get to go do everything that you've been doing. At the age of 39, bro, you should not still be partying till 3, 4 a.m. You should not still be sleeping your whole Saturday and Sunday away. You should not be going to every function, every event, every part. How can you get anything done if you're doing those things anyway? So I understand it becomes a responsibility, bro. But what it does for a lot of us guys, and they will tell you that it actually tailors your schedule to what it really needs to be anyway. Yeah, you're in the house during the evening, bro, and you're probably in the bed a little early, but we all know we're supposed to really be in the bed early anyway. And yes, you got to get up a little early on the weekends, but again, we know we're probably supposed to be up getting something done, bro. I don't care if it's reading, journaling, working out, working on your passion project, sleeping super late on Saturdays, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, bro, that you don't get much done that way. So you have this schedule, right? And then you have to become disciplined as well with your vices, right? So you're not going to be drinking a bunch of beer and alcohol around your kids. You're not going to be smoking weed around your kids, bro. You're not going to be driving drunk, perhaps. You're not going to be staying out till 2, 3 in the morning. You're not just going to be spending money frivolously. You're going to think. So having the children late, right, is probably going to tie up some things that you needed to cut out anyway. I'm be honest with you. So I don't think you're giving up as much as what you think. I think you're adding on, because you will see that raising kids in your home with your lady is a very, very, very good thing to have happen in your life, bro. Most people that have had the pleasure of doing that will tell you that it changed their lives for the good. You know what I'm saying? It's not always positive. There's going to be things that happen, of course. But for the most part, bro, if you're focused on being a great man and a better man, having kids will add to that. That's just where I'm taking it, all right? So, again, if you have a question for me to do in a Q&A, bro, email me, coachmark22@gmail.com, and I'll get you on here, baby. Anonymous, of course. Now, the next one. I'm not interested in sex with my girlfriend lately. It's been about 4 months. I think about sex when I'm not around her, but when it's time for us to get into it, I lose interest. What's going wrong with me? 4 months is a long time, brother, okay? A lot of guys can't go 4 days without wanting to have sex with their lady. So what's going on with you, right? What's different with you? First of all, 4 months is a long time. So, Playboy, even though you're thinking about it when you're not with her, if you're losing interest when the time arises, there's only, I think, 1 or 2 things that's going on, right? Number 1 could be a health issue with you, okay? So are you working out regularly? Are you getting movement? Are you getting outside? Are you getting sunlight, right? How's your diet? Are you drinking water? Are you eating whole foods? Are you eating fruit and vegetables? Are you eating at a good time in the evening? Do you have a regular feeding schedule? 8, 12, 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening? Are you, so if you're eating super late, if you're drinking a bunch of sodas, if you got vices, weed, alcohol, you're doing a bunch of things you have no business, bro, that's going to affect your libido. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you want to always assess yourself first, because you already know how we do, bro. We assess, we take control of what we can control first, right? So if you're not living the healthiest lifestyle, I would attack that first, okay? Now, number 2, you said it's been about 4 months. You say when we're about to get into it, you just lose interest, right? Is it possible that you don't find her attractive anymore? Now, bro, this is what's funny. In a lot of situations like this, we rarely ever ask that question of the man, because apparently we're just supposed to keep attraction no matter what. But let's be honest, man, sometimes you don't have attraction anymore. She could have gained weight. She could be living unhealthy. She could be being mean to you, right? She could just have a bad mood because she's in a bad job. You guys can have conflicting work schedules, which will throw you off. There's a lot of things that can take you out of sync if you're eating good and she's eating bad. If she's eating good and you're eating bad. If she's exercising heavy and you don't exercise at all. If you guys don't spend time in the evening, right? If you don't have intimate sessions where you guys laugh and joke and caress each other at night. All of those things affect you in the bedroom, bro. So you got to take a hard look at your situation and say, do you really like her anymore? I know you love her. But sometimes we love things, but we're not compatible with them anymore. We're not in sync with them anymore. So I would say, first of all, definitely take a hard look at yourself. And are you healthy right now? Are you healthy as you need to be? I ain't asking you, bro, do you have a 6-pack and can you squat 400 pounds? But you know if you're living your healthiest life right now. And you know if you're not, right? So I would attack that first and foremost. Because a lot of times, our attraction to women in general is based upon our ability to procreate. And our ability to procreate is affected by how healthy we are as a man. So, bro, if you're not at your best, your attraction to the opposite sex is not going to be the same as it was. It's not. And sometimes we feel like it's just the woman. But it could really, really be that we're not operating at our top speed, bro. So, like I said, I would then assess, like, are you really attracted to her? Do you see her? There should be a couple times a week, bro, where you see her and it starts to make you warm inside. You understand what I mean? And if that's not the case, then there's probably something that could be changed with her wardrobe, right? How she's operating as a woman, perhaps how she's treating you. And maybe her health isn't in the order that it needs to be. So all those things could be a factor. But I would definitely take a look at you first. And, bro, right back in CoachMarc22@gmail.com and let me know how it goes, bro. Also, give him some suggestions in the comment box. But I do know for myself, bro, when I went from unhealthy to very healthy, it absolutely changed my sex life with my partner at the time. Absolutely, bro. All right. So another one. How do I look for a new circle of friends? I'm outgoing. The group I usually run with, I get drained when they are around. So I need a new circle of friends. Well, first of all, bro, it's good that you identified that the group that you're normally around, they drain you. Because a lot of guys can't recognize the fact that they're getting drained by that group. They're like, oh, that's my friend from back in the day, bro. Oh, I've been cool with these dudes since we was 8 years old. Oh, man, they've been my friends forever. We like the same football and basketball teams. I mean, all that's great, bro. But if every time you leave them, you feel drained. If you never feel uplifted when you leave these guys, if you never feel like you've gotten any new information, bro, you should feel energized when you leave these gentlemen. Actually, if you always feel like they're living in the past, if you feel like you're going in a direction they're not going, bro, it's time to get a new circle. That does not mean you don't love these guys. That doesn't mean that you don't wish them well. But, bro, to elevate, you have to separate. You understand me? And that's never going to change. There is not one thing that you will find on this earth that elevates without separating. Okay? Now, how do you find a new circle of friends? Well, bro, all the things that you want to become, all the places you want to go, that's where you go to find your circle. If you want to get in better shape, find some recreational sports to play in, bro, some adult leagues to play in, and you will find some guys that want to hang out. You will find guys that want to hang out at the CrossFit gym, at the swimming pool, at the tennis court. You will find guys that want to link up, and if nothing else, just play that sport. Well, you know how that goes. You're just going to automatically become friends. If you want to become more educated and you want to take some courses and get advanced degrees, bro, the best way to do that is to start going to class in person. We do a lot of online courses, and I get it, right? It's easier, it's more convenient. But if you went to class in person, you would then meet people in person. And then these people obviously are doing the same thing you're doing, bro. A lot of them are going for the same degree you're going for. And so obviously then you would be able to form a bond with them. But it's a lot harder when you're not in person, okay? Now, also, you might be trying to up the ante spiritually. So, bro, I'm going to tell you to pick a temple, a mosque, a church, and start going. Because, bro, there are people there that want to receive you. There are people there that want to help uplift you and elevate you. So you're always going to find people that want to do some type of communicating or hanging out. So you will be very, very surprised of the resources that you can find in a circle that you can form by starting to visit the places and going through the process of becoming the man you want to become. And it's just that simple, bro. But you first have to be okay with leaving that old circle behind. But nobody cares that you've been friends 30 years. It's great. You will still be friends for 31 years after another year goes past. Doesn't matter. That doesn't mean you have to hang out with them all the time. All right? It just is what it is. You're trying to elevate, bro. And to do that, you got to separate. Now, if you have a question or scenario just like that one, please email me at CoachMarc22@gmail.com. That is Coach Marc with a C, 22@gmail.com. Now, the next one. As a stepfather, will I ever be able to measure up to the kid's biological father? Ooh, buddy, that's a big one. Okay. Now, a lot of stepfathers in the room right now. A lot of stepfathers. And boy, oh boy, being a father is a thankless job. You can just double that when you're stepdad. You can just double that when you're stepdad, bro. Thankless job. So number one, sir, as a stepfather, please never think that they're going to have an award ceremony for you after this is all over. Nope, they're not going to. Most of the time, they're not going to come to you and say, thanks, you were a great father. Glad you stepped in. If you didn't step in, I don't know what we would have done. That's not normally what happens, bro. Let me just be honest with you, all right? Now, measuring up to the biological father. First of all, brother, who told you you had to do that? Who told you that it was a race or a competition? It's not. You are who you are, and he is who he is. I'm quite sure you have some positives about you that he doesn't have. He has some positives about him that you don't have. So, bro, it's not a competition. And the good thing about having two fathers, which I don't know why this is a big deal in some cultures, why it's a big deal to have more than two parents. Like, why would that be a subtraction? It should be an addition. So, bro, you shouldn't do the same things he does. Because where would your value be? If he knows how to fish and he taught the kids how to fish and all you do is know how to fish, you're not really of value. But if you know how to shoot a gun, perhaps, how to drive a four-wheeler, you can teach them that skill. You understand? So, bro, your first issue is thinking that you have to measure up to the man. Okay? Second of all, life is not a competition, fam. Compete with yourself. Be a better version of yourself. As a stepfather, you can do that. Oh, last year I went to all sporting events. This year, I'm going to go to all practices and events. Next year, I'm going to make sure that I buy them all of their cleats, right? Instead of their mom buying some of them. I'm going to save up a little bit and I'm going to do that. Bro, it's you versus you. You become a better version of you. Getting caught up in what he does and what you do, bro, you live with the kids, I would assume. He doesn't. So there's a couple days out the week that he don't even have to, depending on his situation, he doesn't have to do what you have to do. So, bro, you guys' lives will never be the same. Don't ever get caught up in trying to measure up to the other parent. And I don't care if this was a woman talking, a man, a stepfather, it doesn't matter. Do what you do and be a better version of you every day. Because, bro, at the end of the day, although they're never going to give you an award, okay, they're never going to give you a trophy, they will be able to say, man, my stepdad was solid. My stepdad was real solid. And guess what? When my biological dad came through with something big, he didn't try to compete with him. He didn't try to compete with him. He didn't try to outdo him. Every time he bought us a gift, stepdad ain't try to buy us a gift just to outdo him. He was all right like that. Better version of yourself. And honestly, bro, most of that comes from you just working on yourself as a man. Because there will be things that they remember that you don't think they're going to remember. Like, oh, I remember when my stepdad stopped drinking. I do remember when my stepdad started going to church and he stopped cursing. You understand what I mean? So those things you will never be able to control outside of your home anyway. So please don't ever pay attention to what that other man is doing. Try to block all that out, bro. If there's no beef, don't create none in your head. You understand? It's you versus you all day long. All right? Now, again, if you have a situation like this, please email me, CoachMarc22@gmail.com, and I'll go over your situation on this Q&A type of video that we do, brother. All right? Now, last one. I have about 4 female friends that I really enjoy hanging out with. They are strictly platonic, but they make me feel loved and appreciated. Since I'm single and dating, well, I have to distance myself from them in order for women that I date to take me serious. Boy, oh boy. This is a good one. This is a really good one. First off, thanks for being transparent, bro. And a lot of guys get caught up in these type situations, okay? So we'll attack number 1 first, all right? Now, you said you have 4 female friends you like hanging out with. They're strictly platonic, and they make you feel loved and appreciated. Now, bro, check this out. Everybody wants to feel loved and appreciated. We all do. That's why a lot of us get pets, because they love you unconditionally every day, no matter what's going on with you, okay? So I'm not mad at you that you want to feel loved and appreciated. But I will say this, sir. There's a certain energy about you when you are the cool friend to all these females. There's a certain energy about you. What a lot of guys do not realize is that your language changes, your posture changes, the way you walk changes, the music you listen to changes, the way you communicate with other men changes when you're around women a whole lot. See, you're using different words. Your posture is a little different. The way you assert yourself when you meet a new female is different. So many times another guy can spot you and hear how you talk, and maybe he sees you with these platonic friends once in a while, and he says, oh, okay, I see what type guy he is. And normally we point to that, we look at that guy and we say he's not that masculine, because if he was, why would he want to hang around these females that he's not sleeping with? So bro, you don't have to be a sleazebuck and sleep with every friend that you have. I'm not telling you that. But the more you hang around them, bro, you're veering into into being more like them, right? Like we say, if you hang around 5 rich guys, eventually you're going to be the 6th one. Well, what happens when you hang around 4 females, bro? Do you think you're getting tougher? Do you think you're getting stronger, bro? Do you think you're venturing towards going out and doing things that men do? Probably not. Because you want to hang around with them and you don't want to rock the boat, you're probably going to do things that they want to do. So, bro, honestly, you're becoming more feminine, whether you know it or not. That doesn't make you a bad guy. It doesn't make you a bad person, sir. But you are leaning more towards femininity. Now, you're single and you're dating, and you're wondering if you need to cut these women off for women to take you seriously. And actually, bro, that was a really good question. And I rarely hear men say that, because we all think we got it figured out when it comes to dating, right? And we don't, okay? Most of us don't. So the fact that you're single, I understand why you hang with the women, but you have to understand, when you meet a woman and you're in the beginning stages of talking to her or dating her, and she says, oh, what are you doing tonight? And you say, oh, I'm just hanging out with my girlfriends tonight. Really? Yeah, we just hang out sometimes. I don't sleep with any of them. I just hang out with them. Oh, what are you going to be doing on the 13th? Oh, my friends and I, they invited me to go see Taylor Swift with them. So I'm just going to go. Not a big deal. They said they needed a designated driver. Now, bro, she's not going to tell you at that point, but she's going to say, you sound like a simp. You sound like a guy that's not very masculine, bro. Why are you hanging around these 4 girls and you're not smashing them? That's what she's going to think in her head. And you would think that she would be saying, oh, that's really cool that he can hang around women and not objectify them and sexualize them. But bro, that's not how it goes. Sorry to tell you, bro. And she's always also thinking, oh, you probably have a lot of feminine ways. So if she's into a masculine guy, bro, she's going to be turned off. So my advice would be, simmer down on all the contact with the platonic friends, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand you feel loved and appreciated. But the woman that you start dating is not going to want you hanging around a bunch of girls anyway. Because I don't care how platonic you tell her the relationships are. She knows that if you feel like it and the other woman feels like it, you guys can have sex if you want. That's what it is. So you must understand, bro. This chapter of your life is probably going to have to come to a close for you to get to the next chapter. It's hard to read 2 chapters at the same time, dog. So I would suggest that you start weaning back, that you start dialing back a little bit from all the interaction with the platonic friends, right? Normally, you guys all probably get together at the same time. You probably all have a group text, right? You might talk to 1 or 2 of them on the phone sometimes. Start to dial back a little bit. And maybe you start hanging out with some guys a little bit more, bro, because when this woman comes your way, and she will come your way, you want to be situated in a position that you don't have to change too much of what you do. You understand? You don't want to have to pick between the two. And if she feels like she's in competition with these women, whether she knows what they look like or not, women do not, bro, they do not take well to competition just to get your attention, right? Now, obviously, they don't want a man that nobody else wants. But if they feel like they have to compete for your time every day, or every time they want to plan something with you, you might be hanging out with some other women. It's tough for them to handle that. You understand? Especially if you're getting into a monogamous relationship. So I would say, bro, you got to dial back on all that interaction with them. They're great ladies, I'm sure. But, bro, just scale it back little by little by little by little. And I just got to be honest with you, bro. The universe is not going to send you the woman who you probably should have in your life if you haven't cleaned out a lot of things you need to clean out. That's normally how it goes. So I appreciate you for writing in, bro, and being vulnerable. Now, you have to understand, guys, when you email me at coachmark22@gmail.com and you're vulnerable about your story and your situation, not only does it give me a chance to give you advice, but it really gives other viewers a chance to look at these situations that they are in, or they might be in, or they were in before, and get a different perspective on them. Then people start to comment in the comment section and they're like, dang, I would have never thought that. Now, I didn't really agree with Marc, but I agree with the people in the comments. And bro, that's how we help men become better. That's how we help men become better. So shout out to you guys who wrote in and were vulnerable about your situation, man. And I hope I was able to help you with some sound advice as well. Now, if after listening to this video, right, some of these accounts, some of these stories, some of these situations resonated with you, and you feel like you're the guy that has a couple of these issues, right, but you need some one-on-one attention. If that's the case, go down in the description, book a call with me, bro. We'll get on the Zoom. We will figure out if you and I need to establish a relationship or not. Now, we might not need to establish a relationship because I might not be the right fit for you at this time. I might need to hook you up with an online therapist, maybe a nutritionist or a trainer, okay? Or you might need someone in your area, a family therapist or a counselor, or somebody to help you with your vices, perhaps. If that's the case, bro, I can do that as well. So go down in the description, book a call. If not, bro, you can email me at coachmark22@gmail.com, brother. Just put your story in there, put your situation in there. I'll keep you anonymous, of course. And bro, we'll just get to your answer. We'll get to your advice, all right? You can't always guarantee that the advice is going to save somebody's life. But the more that we talk through our issues and our problems as men, the more likely we are to not repeat it, right? And we are more likely to come to some type of resolution, even if it doesn't work out perfectly. But holding it inside, not telling anybody about your issues, and not looking for advice or help does not help anything, all right? So I appreciate you for tuning in with your boy today, man. It was a pleasure, as always. And I will see you on the flip side, all right? It's your boy, Marc My Words.